Burroughs put so I did not actually read the full post. He put something about how club hopping is dumb. I think that's what it said. That's what someone
Yes.
surmised to
No, it's
me.
true.
And I said, yes, I think this is stupid. I've said this is stupid for so many years. And Jason actually texted me that he went to multiple clubs. Um, and then we kind of like talked through it. And one of the things I'll just say the biggest thing, God, there's kind of a lot of big ones, so it's hard to say there's one biggest. But one of the biggest things that parents don't understand about club hopping and so many different coaches is um, the ability of an athlete to synthesize information and put it together in a package that is going to work well on the mat. Because when you're on the mat, you have to do things nearly instantaneously.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you can say, time out, let me think about it for 5 seconds. Oh, yeah, right? And then you get to go. So the ability to synthesize different information or differing information most of the time gets kids really confused because they say, oh, well, do I do this or I do this? And now because they don't have one system, they have a hesitation, right? Now people like Jason, I'm pretty sure he's like a genius, or an Aiden Sinclair or Mitchell, Keegan, these guys who are obsessive about wrestling, they think about it a lot. I can say something to Aiden as he goes out of bounds and back to the center, and he'll freaking nail it like real time. But the people who have the ability to really synthesize that quickly are few and far between. It generally takes a lot of kids longer. And then especially with the younger kids, if you don't really put it together for them, man, they're all over the place.
Yeah. So maybe you can yell at me because Caleb's kind of doing. He still goes to Outlaw too, and he goes to Nolf.
Well,
Am I ruining his
mhm.
life?
Well, I mean, so I was going to give a few caveats because there obviously are a few caveats here. Number one, some people are in a place where a club might have only 2 days of practice per week. Like if you're going to be good at wrestling, you got to do more than 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're going to have to go multiple places to get in the practice you need, right? So that would be like one of the caveats. I think changing is fine. And so like I always just bring up, hey, when my kids were 5 years old, we went and signed up for the local soccer program. We were happy there for a few years, and then Alex wanted to take it a little more seriously, so we went and found one that was kind of like a step up,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then same thing with Ozzy and baseball. But it's like, well, but we're not changing every year. So like Alex is what, 12 or 13? She's 12, going to be 13. Like we've changed one time,
Yeah.
right? So it's not like we're changing. It's not like we're going to other places. And then I mean, now you get me going down this rabbit hole. One of the other biggest problem I would say with this is parents being, and not, I actually don't think this is you, Christian, so don't be getting all upset or nothing. Parents thinking the world revolves around their child. Meaning, oh, my kid's always got to wrestle the best kid in the room, and they're special, and they should get special treatment. That attitude is freaking toxic
Mm-hmm.
to clubs. It is so toxic. I will tell someone, hey, there's the door.
Yeah.
Bye. See you. Like, we're not playing that game. And so these kids are older, so I can tell the story about them, and I know they would be fine with it. But like Connor Thorpe, who wrestles in Northern Iowa, he was the third best kid in his like weight area in our room. And he's like, well, I only want to go with, it was Keegan and Aiden Medora. I want to go with them all the time, and they won't go with me all the time. And I said, well, Connor, think about how you're thinking about them. And then, well, how do people below you think if you're trying to only go with them and not go with them below you? Like you're thinking the world revolves around you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something like Max is probably even better than me at it, but we always ask, hey, if, Keegan, if we're going to give you a bunch of attention, we're going to help you. We want you to help some other people also. And he was always amazing about it. Aiden, same thing. And so, that is really something like building the community and building everyone up versus just, this is only about me. This is only
Mm-hmm.
for me. This should only benefit me. Screw everyone else. Like that is such a freaking toxic attitude to have. So if you're a club owner, you should be doing your very best, not to cater to the best kids with a terrible attitude, but to try to build camaraderie and a group that really is willing to work together and sacrifice for each other. And over the course of a longer period of time, a lot of those kids that are down here compared to you, they're going to come up, especially if you help them.
Yeah. 100%.
So
Yeah. Well, and I
sorry, I
think
got on a soapbox.
no, we
I
like
can't
being on
stand
this.
that shit though. drives me crazy.
Yeah, and I think Jordan, what he was, and he kind of elaborated about it on the post show. It's like basically the parents, if they don't have the kids don't have the success that they want, they just immediately like up and pick up and go to a different club. And yeah, that's certainly not why we kind of do two different clubs. Like Caleb's been an outlaw a long time. They're great people. He's got good partners there, good coaches. So it just works to have a little bit of both. But yeah,
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, now you got me really going, Christian.
keep going.
So one of the and Max is really good at explaining this too, or better than me, I would say. But if you think about it, one of the big problems is most parents, we'll say, I almost say like 97%, they're not real wrestling fans. They're not watching all ages of wrestling, right? They're not longitudinally following kids from age 6 to through college. Whereas I've seen that thousands of times now.
Mm-hmm.
And so, this other club, these other knuckleheads over here are running the kids hard as shit at 8 years old. And now the parents think, oh, well, that 9-year-old's really good. I should probably go there. But then, it, well, that's a recipe to make them quit by the time they're 12.
Exactly.
But the parent's not watching from 6 to 23. They're watching, like, if their kid's 8, they're probably watching like 7 through 9-year-olds. Like, they're not really concerned with everybody else on the most part, And so they see that club and they go, oh, that club's got a lot of good 9-year-olds. We should go over there. It's like, well, like, why don't you just watch them a few more years and then see what happens to them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, go see what their high school roster's like. I actually have, okay, I actually have to shut up. But I'll tell you one little like nugget about this. It's the most clear story. I was at a tournament in Illinois. This is very many years ago, probably 8 years ago. There was I don't remember it was a littler kids division, probably like, I want to say like a 3rd through 6th and a 5th through 8th, or an 11 and under and over 11, something to that effect,
Yeah.
And we're in like the seating meeting, and the coach goes, I've probably told this because we did talk for like 5 years straight. So I probably have said this before. So sorry if I'm repeating myself.
No.
He's like, yeah, we only have a team in the younger division. We have 46 kids that are under 11, and we only have 3 that are over. I don't know what the problem is there. I was like, I know what the damn problem is. You're making them all quit.
Yeah.
You're making all of them quit. You had 46 kids, and now you got 3. They all quit because you're probably treating them like crap.
Yep.
It's a red flag.
It's a big problem. That's a big red flag. You need that. Should have pretty even distribution from youth up to those high school levels.
I would argue the other way. For a club, it should even go up.
Yeah.
Right? Because like I just said about kids starting, like, we actually encourage most of our younger kids to go to their local youth clubs and participate there. We like that. We don't dislike that. Those obviously usually only last like 3 months or whatever during the winter, but we want them to be participating. But as kids start to get more serious and they want to really, really be good, then more of them are going to come to us, right? And so we see this thing where if you took like how many 3rd graders we had or 4th graders or whatever, and you followed that group all the way up through 12th grade, we would have more of them and more of that age in 12th grade than we would in 4th grade. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, it does make sense.
Because they like it, so they stick around. As people get more serious, they realize we're the best place to be. If they come to us, then they generally don't leave. So I actually would argue that it should go up. But yeah, to your point, if you look at like Track used to do this on their bracketing systems, but if you clicked, you could see like all the brackets. And what do they call that system where there's only 4? Madison, is that what they call it?
Yes.
Like, Rob, you would see it would go K through 2 and then 3 through 4, right? And there would be the most of those. And then as you got to 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, it would go down, right? So there were significantly less 7th and 8th graders than 5th, 6th, and less 5th, 6th, and 3rd and 4th. So you see a kind of a high amount of attrition, which I would love to see it go the other way.
Yeah. Amen.